Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us here at Reach Talk. If this is your first time being with us on Reach Talk, Reach stands for Racial Ethnic Approaches to Community Health. And as always, this is the place where you get all of your information. Now, even though we're around the world, this is about Buffalo. So if you want to know things about what's happening in Buffalo as it pertains to health, wealth, just everything, all of the spaces that Reach occupies, this is the place. As usual, I hope you have your notepad and your pen available so you can take some valuable notes, because every time we're together, we share some gems. And today I have some gems with us. For us this morning. But nevertheless, I just want to give the opportunity for our co-host to be just say hi, Sam.
Hi, everyone. I'm so looking forward to listening to what these three women have to say to us today. I'm very excited about the prospect of a healthy food or healthy corner store initiative. I honestly just can't wait to listen myself, but I'll make sure to chime in if I have any questions. And I look forward to hearing what y'all have to say.
Awesome. So Sam already alluded to what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to spend some time this afternoon, these next 30 or so minutes, discussing the Healthy Corner Store Initiative. But I want to highlight these healthy food community advocates that are critical components of this initiative to really get to this work and just circulate and disseminate this information about this initiative. So I first want to introduce all three guests, and all three guests will share something and tell us about themselves. So first, I would like to start with Miss GLENDORA. How are you, Miss GLENDORA?
Good morning, good afternoon. I'm good. Happy to be here and talk about this important initiative.
Awesome. Miss Barbara Davis.
Good morning. My name is Barbara Davis. As just said, I'm happy to be here. Do you want me to tell something about myself or just introduce?
Because you're going to be our first start. You're going to tell us about yourself.
Oh,
Miss
okay.
Lisa, how are you?
Good morning, everyone, and I'm glad to be a part of the program to share the exciting news about being a Healthy Corner Store Initiative advocate.
Awesome. So, Miss Barbara, share with our viewers and listeners a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I am a retired social worker from Ochild Children's Hospital and Univera Healthcare. I have 2 sons and 5 grandkids, and I moved here to Buffalo from Mobile, Alabama in 1973. Is it?
Okay. So she's been here in Buffalo. So would you deem yourself a Buffalonian?
Yes, I think I've been here longer than I was there.
Okay.
Of course.
Awesome. Miss GLENDORA.
I'm a retired academic librarian, spent 30 years at UB, and retired and was looking for something meaningful to do in the community. And I quite luckily happened upon this opportunity. So I'm filling time with trying to do useful things to help others. You know, we spend so much of our time working, you know, getting that paycheck, building our careers. So it's nice to be able to do things that just interest me for the pure interest of it, as opposed to the quote unquote having to do it.
Exactly. Thank you. Miss Lisa.
Yes, I'm retired as well. I'm retired from the Buffalo Public School Systems, and I enjoy being an advocate for this very important initiative. I'm married, and we have a blended family of 6 kids and about 10 grandchildren. And I like spending a lot of time with them, as well as helping out in the community. Also, I may say that my daughter's about to start a business, so I'm very busy helping her in that capacity.
Listen, we have some movers and some shakers here. So let me quickly give you, everyone, all of our viewers, Healthy Corner Store Initiative was started to really address our food disparities, as I said previously. in our region. It is funded through Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Fund, and this program is led by Cornell Cooperative. You'll see later in our segment the coordinator to contact, which is Sheila Bass, if you have interest. If you are possibly a store owner and have a store in your community and say, hey, I would really love this to be at our local corner store. Or if you would like to be an advocate, same deal. You can contact Sheila Bass and she will get you in contact with actually me about being an advocate and working with us in this space. So I just want to kind of talk about, so you all shared, like, you all three of you are retired. So Glendora, you shared what was your motivation for being an advocate. What else was your motivation? What did you see in your community that you feel like there's something I can do? And I'm going to pose that question to all three of you.
So I think the thing I saw, as you sort of grow older, you begin to appreciate the value of health. And, my mantra is your health is your wealth. And so without being healthy, it doesn't matter if you have money, what opportunities present themselves. And, it started with looking around at my family and seeing the obesity, seeing the diabetes, and doing research and trying to figure out, kind of putting everything together. Why are these things happening? And learning about the importance of food. And then understanding, when you look in the community that I live in, as you say, you go to a corner store, you couldn't, prior to this initiative, you couldn't find an onion, a potato, a pepper, nothing. If you desired to improve your eating, where are you going to go? I don't have transportation. I've got to, go where I live. And if where I live, they don't have the resources that allow me to try to work on being a healthier person, I'm just kind of left out there. So I think the importance of health is what really drove me to be a part of this initiative. And, what we do, I think it's just so simple, placing healthy food there and allowing people to make a choice, and it's all. It's life. Life is about a choice. Do I go in to the corner store and get chicken wings and a steak sandwich? Or, oh, wow, there's a cabbage, green pepper. Maybe I could get some brown rice and some cabbage and hook up a dinner. So health is really the driving factor for me in participating in this effort.
Awesome. Miss Barbara and Lisa, right after Miss Barbara.
What you said, Ebony, I didn't understand what you said.
So what was your reasoning? What brought you to the place to say, hey, I want to be an advocate? And what did you see in your community that you said, I can do this? And why is this really like your passion? Because I'll say you ladies are passionate about this work.
Okay, it's basically what Glendora just said. I'll say Cooper, but what Glendora just said was because I care about my community. And in the community, you see more corner stores than you see grocery stores. And we care about, you want to make sure that the people are getting healthy choices when they go to these stores. So that's what drove me to be an advocate for the Healthy Corner Store initiative. And also, as Cooper was saying, that health problem, there's a lot of health issues in our community and stuff like the diabetes, the high blood pressure. And we try, when we out there, when we talking to them, we tell them, that the other day we was at the corner, I was tabling, and some young kids came and I, told them about the fruits, try to give them the fruit, the water and stuff like that, making sure that they get healthy choice rather than going on there picking up the potato chips and stuff like that. So my drive was that just to see a change in my community and in the stores and stuff. So that's why I'm here.
Just as my two constituents said, it's that when you're out in the community and you see the stores, you get signs of fast foods that they're selling, and our people are not aware in the community that there are healthier options in the store. When you go inside, you didn't see them before, but now they have fresh produce. And when we're out there tabling and we see people come into the store, like Barbara said, we inform them, okay, this is now available. And they're like, the response begins like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's a good idea. So that alone is just a factor for me to continue on to help our community be aware of there are healthier options in our stores.
And you touch right on it, Lisa, just really the impact that the stores have created. What are some other impacts? So you shared that it's a conversation, that it started some conversation. How else do you feel like this initiative has impacted the community?
I think people are not they're aware, but they can inform their family members. They see us out there and they're like, oh, I spoke to you before. So I think there's a heightened, they're not only aware of it, but they connecting us, seeing us out there in the community. And it's just something that I enjoy talking to the people. And last time we tabled, we're talking about Blue Cross Blue Shield, Hi, Mark. They gave us the information about correlating that to health. We had information related to diabetes and hypertension, and how just using and taking those, using more produce in our diet, how it can combat those problems. So when people, they stop now and they just, they talk. Even the young people, they talk to us about that, and they're looking at the material. They take pictures of it, because they take pictures of everything. And I said, well, share it now that you have it. So I enjoy doing it. I enjoy letting our community know that, we can do better.
And just this past weekend, I was tabling at one of the stores on the east side of Buffalo, and I was so surprised to see the amount of fresh fruit and vegetables that they had and veggies they had in that store. And I kind of want to believe that it is because of the impact that we are having that's putting those fruits and veggies into the stores and more healthy snacks like nuts and stuff like that, rather than all the candies and all that kind of stuff. They had nuts, they had the bananas, apples, oranges, tomatoes, and all different type of fruits and veggies in there. And so I'm thinking that it is because of the Healthy Corner Store initiative that this is happening in our community. Yes, it is happening. I see an increase, but there's more that need to be done, and that's what we are here for, to make sure that they put those healthy snacks into the stores.
And I would just add that I'm a big proponent of education. It's kind of like Maya Angelou said, I think it was, when you know better, you do better. And I think it's important, we spend time talking about hypertension, its impact upon the body and what you can do to prevent it. We talk about that overuse of salt. We talk about, switches. You could buy your child that lollipop, but wouldn't an orange be much better, or an apple, and you kind of plant a seed, you say, well, just try it. It's time, or sometimes we do giveaways. It's like, well, take a piece of fruit, and you get to see the child right there that maybe they don't eat a lot of fruit, but, they bite into the apple and it's like, wow, this is good, So the educational piece, I think, is tremendously important. And once you plant that seed, people become curious, and it's like, maybe I should buy some of this stuff and try to cook it. So I think the educational component is really critical to our efforts.
Definitely. And I will add that often we have our providers, our doctors' offices, and many of us, we live in communities where diabetes and high blood pressure and all of those other chronic diseases, and a lot of people have comorbidities. We're finally giving them something in our community to kind of help them do and put into place and institute some of the things that they learn in their provider's office, right? So before, when you think about 10 years ago, if someone said, hey, you have diabetes and you need to change your diet, but all you had was the local corner store. And at that time, the local corner store didn't have many fresh fruits or veggies. You had all of the processed foods. Now we're taking into account and we're making the adaptations for what we really need. And now here's the thing. Everybody like a piece of chicken. We're from Buffalo, okay? a piece of chicken, but we can't eat it every day. Like we can't overindulge in it every day. But I will say the impact that I've observed is that it's giving some options, and options are important. So it's not leading us to just accept it is what it is. So you leave with a bad report from the doctor's office and literally get back into your environment that has nothing for you to really help you institute new habits, new behaviors. And what I also want to highlight for these ladies, do you live in these communities with the stores? Where the stores are located?
I do.
Yes, and there are plenty of them.
Yes. So it's important that these are not outside voices advocating for health changes and healthy behaviors. These are people that live in this community. Mm-hmm. So this may be your neighbor, your church member. You might see them in a grocery store. You might just see them at a red light or taking a walk or what have you. But they're advocating for healthier options in our local stores. Sam, I'm going to segue this to you that you can, pose your questions to these ladies here.
Thank you, everyone. I mean, so far, this has been such an interesting story for me because I was not aware of what the Healthy Corner Store initiative was. So how did it begin? I'm not even sure. Were you ladies part of the beginning of this? What inspired this to begin? The need is obviously there, but what inspired it?
Well, I was at a health fair at the William Emsley YMCA, and I met Sheila, and she had this beautiful display of fresh fruit, and I stopped, and she was telling me about the initiative, and I was like, what? I said, I would love to participate in something like this. And she gave me her information, she contacted me, and it went from there. And initially when we started, we were going door to door, and I mean, that was phenomenal because people were like, oh, because even though they had cars, people just mainly go to some of the stores that have gas, they get gas and just keep going. But then we let them know, those stores now, they have, some produce in your neighborhood. So it was enlightening for the people in the community to know that they have it when you go door to door and talk to them about that.
I think I I was in the second year of the program when I joined it, and I learned about it, from an instructor at the Y. They said there was this meeting, they were looking for some women to, do some outreach in the community. And I was like, okay, I have time. Let me go check it out. I had no idea what I was getting into, but it was sort of that healthy grapevine that through which I heard of the opportunity and said, let me check it out and see if I can help.
And it was the same with me. I heard about the Healthy Corner Store initiative from the instructor at the Y. I think around the same time that GLENDORA did, and we came aboard. I think that might have been the first or the second year. I'm not sure, and stuff. So it was a great experience. And for myself, I'm a gardener and I do all that stuff myself. I plant my garden in the summertime. And so that was important to me that this, information get out to the community about the healthy food and, healthy choices in this store. So it's been great.
Oh, that's great. So I'm also an advocate. I'm a healthcare advocate, but a lot of my work tends to lean towards changing policies and, legislative agendas and doing things of that nature. But you ladies are out there doing the hard work of trying to change people's minds, change people's behaviors, the door to door, getting them to go, oh, maybe I can do something differently to better my health, which in turn, improves community health. So we all know that can be a challenge. Not everybody wants to listen. So you got to take the wins where you can. She already knows. You got to take the wins where you can. So I think what would be inspiring is what are some of the success stories from your work as advocates? What fuels you? And we can start with Barbara.
One of my success stories as being an advocate is being out in the community, talking to people, getting to know people, and also working with such a great group of women, other advocates, because we blend together quite well. And we are always, I mean, not just me, but I see as a group, we are willing. When Ebony called upon us, we are always willing to go out there and do what is needed to be done. And that is a success within itself, just being able to work with a group of women, not just women, well, I think it is just women, just a group of women that is so willing and able to go out there and try to make a change in our community, because it is definitely needed. And so we work hard because we have someone behind us that is very supportive of us. And so that's my success story.
And what about you, Glendora?
You know, every time we show up, every store that's in the community, every time we have any interaction with anybody from the community, it's a success. I think that's the beauty of the program. It's not just one success. It's like we're there. Every person you talk to, you're planting that seed. You're helping them to make better choices. And I think that's what's so uplifting about it, and what's so great about Blue Cross, Blue Shield, the Blue Fund, Highmark. I think that's the beauty of it, and I hope they recognize the value of this program, because it's boots on the ground. It's people talking face to face. It's one thing to have your doctor say, Mrs. Gopi, your blood pressure is high, and you're in a pre-diabetic state. But when you go out in that community and you step in that store and you see somebody who looks like you, and they say, you matter, we care about you, you can do better, and let us give you some tools to help you do better. Hey, every time, every person, a success.
Oh, I love that. And what about you, Miss Lisa?
Oh, exactly what they said. I love tabling and talking to the community. And anytime you talk to someone, they're not rushing off or brushing you off or anything. They listen and conversate with you, and they take the material, and they also agree this is a good idea. And I just love it. And I talk to the young people too. They come in the store, after they make their purchase, I stop them and talk to them, and they listen. And just like Glendora said, putting that seed, just letting them know that we're here for our community. We look like you. We're part of you. We're one and one. So let's take care of each other. And that's the message that we send out to the community. And it's just wonderful. I love it.
I love that. What is it? The people who are closest to the problem are closest to the solution.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely what boots on the ground, this kind of advocacy could do. So I appreciate you telling me those success stories. The work you're doing in and of itself is a success. So I appreciate that. Ebony?
I'll say, so if I had to say what was the success, it's so many levels of it. It is the success of community members, constituents. By the way, we're not just an all-female group. If there are men who would like to be advocates, please reach out to the contact information that you'll find on our scroll bar. We would be really we're excited to have anyone that is ready to be a part of what we're doing in this movement that's happening. That's a huge success. But I look at how it originally originated was we knew we had food deserts. So we had a lot of corner stores, but not a lot of grocery stores. So instead of saying, whoa, what is me? We were very solution focused. And I'll say that as in terms of Cornell Cooperative and the funder being able to get together and working with New Water and Rita Hubbard Robinson, got together and said, you know what? This has worked in other urban settings. This could work in our setting. So not just to just say hopelessness, hurry up and put us up a grocery store. Let's work with our business owners in our region and tell them what we need as consumers, as a community. That's huge success. A store that you once went in would never find a piece of produce or fruit. You now go in there and it's bright. And it, so I'll share, there's actually 13 stores in our community currently. Last week tabling, we were at Mandela's Market. Phenomenal selection. Lucky's on Sycamore. We also have Golden Corner. I'm trying to name them all off. Farm Fresh. We also partner with Family Dollar. I know we have a lot of Family Dollars, but actually down on Bailey Avenue near Is it Minnesota? But we'll get that list and have it listed for everyone. But there are several more stores, but they have taken and adopted our cause, right? Our mission. We want our community healthy, and they've made these huge investments from smoothie shops. Did you think you would be going to the corner finding a smoothie? I didn't, but I'm excited because that was the vision, right? And they ran with it, and just making salads as an option, and all of the fruit. And when the advocates go out, and there's a total of 9 of them today, they go out, they don't let anybody get by them, right? They are super engaging. They don't let anybody get by them. They're going to start with hello, and then they're going to draw you in because you connect with them. They're warm, they're inviting. And that during that connection, they share some critical information. And as Glendora referred to, planted seeds, right? Planting the seeds of, hey, this is a healthy option. So this month's meal for the Healthy Corner store was a review and looking at garlic and the benefits of garlic. So we did a table and event, and we had garlic distributed, and Glendora did a phenomenal job. And also Miss Tiffany sharing what are the benefits, the health benefits of garlic, adding it to your diet. So every time they're out there, they are sharing a wealth of knowledge that you may not have received in during your doctor's appointment, or you may not be having this conversation with your intermediate family, but as a family, as a community, we're getting that info out to you. So they do a phenomenal job in doing those things every week. So if you have not seen us tabling, you have not stopped at any of those stores, stop at those stores. We're there. You'll see us more frequently. We're out probably 3 to 4 times a month doing tabling events and sharing info and great new recipes. But also, what have you done in regards to hypertension? What was something that was included in that tabling to really enrich the education and the opportunity for community members around hypertension?
No. Okay. We pass out information about hypertension, and we had a blood pressure cup there, and they were able to take the blood pressure. And if someone had a high blood pressure, we recommend, we're not doctors, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse and stuff. So what we would recommend them to speak with their primary doctor about what's going on with their blood pressure. And we also talk to them about healthy choices, healthy type food that they can eat. So we are there, to educate. As Ebony said, we're there to educate, to give them information and stuff, and recommend that they follow up with their primary doctors.
Awesome. So that was a whole new spin. So not only were you going into that store to possibly just go pick up some snacks, and in the midst of you may have decided, I don't want those chips, except that apple and orange for those nice ladies that shared this with me. But then you had the opportunity to sit down and actually self-monitor, check your own blood pressure, and figure out where your numbers are. So it's not a surprise. Often I'll say we'll be out and people can tell you, it might be up. No, it's for you to see for self-management purposes. And they'll say, well, I know why it's up. And it's important that people know why. They can tell you what they ate. They can tell you that they failed to take their medication. And it was like, hey, I've never had my blood pressure. I generally wait until I go to the doctor. So these opportunities to be in your local corner stores and have the opportunity to take your blood pressure has been phenomenal. And has been a great piece. I'm going to give the ladies the opportunity. Any final words before we close out that you want to share with our community members?
I guess I'll go for first. I think that I think it's a great program, and I guess when I think of Blue Cross Blue Shield, the Blue Fund, Highmark, it's a program that's worthy of the investment they're making. And I would want to say to them that expansion of programs like this, these are the things that are having an impact. and that are making a difference. And so it would be lovely, when you think about the future. I mean, to think that every corner store had healthy options, that anywhere in your community you could go and you would be able to sort of reach out and get healthy foods to nourish your body and maintain your health. It would just be marvelous. So I would just want to say I hope that the program continues to grow and gets additional funding.
Okay. I would like to add, when the community go out to these stores, if they have produce that you would like them to start making available, request that. Say if you want some kale or you want spinach, just now don't settle for what you just see there. If we start making requests of what we want, I think that will make an impact on it as well, so it can grow, so they can make those things available and other choices. So, it's out there when you go to stores, or they do not have produce, inquire. Why not? So the community speak up as well.
Well, what I have to say is that with the Corner Store initiative, that we can continue to grow in other stores in other areas. I mean, we have quite a few stores, but if we can just spread out further in more stores, so we can be a benefit not only to certain areas but all over the city of Buffalo, because it is an initiative that is definitely needed in our community and stuff like that. So that's all I have to say.
Could I just add one more thing? I failed to mention that one of the things that the program has done very effectively too is collaboration with other groups. I was just sitting here thinking about, we went to a number of outdoor summer fairs, particularly when it was time to go back to school. It was so nice to see. I mean, not only did we do the fresh fruits, the health piece, we also provided school supplies. We partnered with other groups in the community, gave children notebooks to go back to school, their pencils, items that were on their back to school shopping list. That was critically important, because you have families with a multiple number of children, and that's a lot, to have to buy, 7 or 8 notebooks and all of the supplies that each one needs. So that's another aspect we didn't mention. I just wanted to get in the collaborative effect and holistic approach to living in areas where you might not be as appreciated as much as some other places.
And one more thing too, as the Cooper just mentioned, that we had a health fair, and with that health fair, we had all this healthy food and snacks and stuff for people to eat, and that was very successful. I'm not sure exactly what center was that, Ebony, we was at when we had the
were at Martha Mitchell Community.
Okay, it was Martha Mitchell. I mean, the health, not the school supplies, the other one that we had, the health fair. Was that the Northern?
I think we were at Martha Mitchell, and we've also been at the Northland corridor.
Yes, that's what we had. I think that's what we had, the health fair and everything. That was a great success. People eating food, tasting food that they never tasted before, and liked that. And so that was introducing them to something that they never had before, and enjoyed the snacks that we was providing. And they also left with a bag of fresh fruits and vegetables. We gave each person fresh fruits and vegetables when they left.
Awesome. So thank you all 3 of you for being with us this morning, but it might be afternoon or evening, wherever you are. And check out the Healthy Corner Store initiative right here in Buffalo, New York. Sam, you want to close us out?
Oh, I very much would like to. I wish I could actually listen to more of what you guys have to say, because it seems like you build off of each other, that's for sure. But thank you for all of your amazing work in the community. Like I said, changing hearts and minds is usually not an easy task, but you're out there dedicated, and you clearly, you're building power, whether you know it or not, building power one person at a time. So I very much appreciate that. Thank you so much for your work and for coming onto the show today to share with us and our listeners the kind of work that you're doing and how they can get involved, and how they can join you in your forces to, do food. But as somebody, Glendora, as you were saying, a holistic approach to just creating a better community. So thank you very, very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. Bye.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate being here. Bye-bye.
Reach Buffalo, promoting a healthy community. Reach, racial and ethnic approaches to community health locally in Buffalo to reduce racial and ethnic health disparities and rates of chronic disease. We want to make a change by reducing exposure to tobacco in housing and work areas, by increasing access to nutritious foods, by creating a breastfeeding community, by increasing referrals to primary care and community health providers, and by implementing community work groups. Reach Buffalo will concentrate on Ferry Street itself, as well as a community that resides within 4 blocks to the north and south of the corridor in 5 zip code areas: 14208, 14209, 14211, 14213, and 14215 in Buffalo, New York, with disparities in rates of chronic disease. Get involved. Ferry area residents will have an opportunity to have a platform to voice their opinions, organize, and make decisions in these efforts. For more information, you can contact Ebony M. White, Community Outreach Coordinator, at 716-268-2954.